70,000 years ago, your ancestors were the prey, not metaphorically, literally. They were walking meat to creatures that could crush skulls with a single bite, that could smell blood from 3 miles away, that could run faster, see better, and kill faster than any human ever could. And yet somehow, against predators engineered by millions of years of evolution to turn warm-blooded mammals into protein, we're here. They're not. How did the weakest ape on the food chain become the most dangerous thing on the planet? Let's start with a nightmare that actually happened. East Africa, roughly 2 million years ago. Your ancestor, let's call her Mara, is gathering tubers near a riverbank. Her group is small, maybe 12 individuals. They're chattering, comfortable, careless. Then the grass moves, not from wind, the chattering stops. 30 feet away, a saber-toothed cat the size of a grizzly bear is locking eyes with Mara's 3-year-old. The cat's canines are 11 inches long. Its jaw can open to 90 degrees. 1 pounce. That's all it takes. Mara doesn't have claws. She doesn't have venom. She can't outrun it. She weighs maybe 90 pounds. Her bite force is laughable, but she does something the cat doesn't expect. She screams, not in fear, in coordination. Within 2 seconds, 11 other humans are screaming too, spreading out, making themselves big, grabbing sticks and rocks. The cat hesitates. Hesitation is death in the predator business. One rock hits its shoulder, another smashes its nose. The cat's calculation changes. This meal costs too much. It retreats. Mara's child survives. That moment, that's the origin story. Not strength, not speed. Cooperation under pressure, the ability to turn 12 weak primates into a single, dangerous superorganism. But here's the twist. Screaming together doesn't work if you're scattered across the landscape. Early humans survived because they stayed together in a world designed to pick them off one by one. Predators hunt the isolated. They target the straggler. So our ancestors became pathologically social. If you wandered off alone, you died. The ones who survived were the ones whose brains punished isolation with anxiety and rewarded group cohesion with dopamine. Loneliness wasn't just emotional. It was a death sentence written into your genes. Now let's talk about fire. Because fire changed everything. Before humans controlled flame, nighttime belonged to predators. Cats see in near total darkness. We don't. Every sunset was a countdown to vulnerability. Your ancestors huddled together in caves or trees, hoping that whatever was hunting them would pick a different target. Then someone, probably by accident, kept an ember alive. Then someone else figured out how to feed it. Suddenly, a circle of firelight created a bubble of safety in a world designed to kill you. Lions avoid fire. So do hyenas, leopards, and bears. That crackling barrier of heat and light bought early humans something they desperately needed: uninterrupted sleep. And sleep meant better brains, better memory, better problem solving. Fire didn't just scare predators, it unlocked cognition. But fire had another effect nobody talks about. It created a perimeter, a defined space that was ours. Predators are territorial by instinct. Humans learn to be territorial by necessity. If you have fire, you have home base. You have a place worth defending. And defense requires tools, not just grabbing a convenient stick. Engineering weapons specifically designed to kill things that want to kill you. The first spears weren't sophisticated. Sharpened branches, maybe fire-hardened tips, but they extended human reach by 6 feet. A saber-toothed cat has to get within striking distance to bite you. A human with a spear can stab it before it closes the gap. For the first time in our evolutionary history, we could hurt a predator before it hurt us. Then we got better. Hafted spears, stone points lashed to wooden shafts, appeared around 500,000 years ago. These weren't defensive. They were offensive. You could throw them. You could hunt with them. The prey became the hunter. And this is where the psychology shifts. Once humans started hunting large animals, we had to think like predators, track like predators, coordinate like wolf packs. Anthropologists call it persistence hunting. You pick a target, say a kudu, and you just follow it. Not chasing. Following. For hours, under the African sun, the kudu is faster, but it overheats. It has to stop, pant, recover. You don't. Humans are the only primate that can cool itself while running through sweat evaporation. So you keep walking. The kudu runs again. You follow. It stops. You get closer. After 6, 7, 8 hours, the kudu collapses from heat exhaustion. You walk up and finish it with a spear. No fangs required, just endurance and patience. Predators started to realize these upright apes don't give up, ever. But persistence hunting required something predators don't have: language. Imagine tracking an animal for 8 hours without communicating. It went left at the acacia. There's blood on this rock. Circle around. I'll cut it off. Every one of those sentences is coordination. Every coordination increases success. Wolves hunt in packs, sure. But wolves can't plan a hunt around hypothetical scenarios. Humans can say, if it crosses the ravine, you go high, I'll go low. Conditional thinking spoken out loud, that's a superpower, and the predators had no counter for it. Now, zoom out. Humans spread. Africa to Asia, Asia to Europe, Europe to the frozen tundra where cave lions the size of horses prowled the permafrost. Each environment had its own apex predator. And each time, humans showed up as scrawny, hairless, slow-moving targets. And each time, within a few thousand years, those apex predators started disappearing. Coincidence? No. Genocide? Closer. We didn't just survive them, we replaced them. Here's a fact that should chill you. During the Ice Age, Europe was home to the cave bear, 10 feet tall on hind legs, 1,200 pounds of muscle and bone. Fossils show skull fractures consistent with blunt force trauma, human-made blunt force trauma. We didn't avoid cave bears. We went into their caves, killed them, and moved into their homes. Imagine the audacity, the sheer arrogance required to decide that the creature evolved specifically to dominate this landscape has to go because you want its real estate. And the tools kept evolving. Atlatls, spear throwers that tripled throwing distance and force, bows, arrows, projectile weapons turned humans into distance killers. A lion has to get close, an arrow doesn't. You could kill a predator from 50 yards away and it wouldn't even know you were there until it was bleeding out. Ambush predation, but reversed. We became the ambush. And here's the kicker. Arrows don't require strength. A child can draw a bow, an elderly person can shoot. Age and size stop mattering when everyone in the group can deliver a lethal strike from range. The tribe just got a lot more dangerous. But let's not romanticize this. Early humans weren't just clever survivors. They were ruthless. Archaeological evidence from Schöningen, Germany shows wooden spears embedded in the ribcage of an ancient horse. These spears are 400,000 years old. That's not defense. That's coordinated assault. By the time modern humans, Homo sapiens, showed up about 300,000 years ago, we'd already inherited 2 million years of predator-killing experience. We didn't just know how to survive big cats and bears. We'd been optimized by evolution to destroy them. Let's talk about the Australian megafauna. When humans first arrived in Australia about 65,000 years ago, the continent was a predator theme park. Marsupial lions, megalania, a 20-foot monitor lizard that could swallow a human whole, giant pythons, carnivorous kangaroos. Within a few thousand years of human arrival, 90% of Australia's large animals went extinct. Climate change played a role, sure. But the correlation is stark. Humans show up. Predators vanish. It happened in Australia. It happened in the Americas. It happened on every landmass we touched. Why? Because we cheat. Predators fight fair. They rely on their bodies, their instincts. We externalized our lethality into objects. A spear is a claw you can replace. Fire is aggression you can carry in your hand. And critically, we learned to share knowledge across generations. A lion has to relearn how to hunt every generation through instinct and trial. A human child learns from stories, from demonstration, from accumulated wisdom. Your ancestors didn't have to rediscover that cave bears are vulnerable at the throat. They were told by someone who survived a cave bear, who was told by someone before them. Culture is a weapon, and it stacks. Then there's the neural hack. Human brains are wired for pattern recognition in a way predator brains aren't. We see tracks in the mud and construct entire narratives. This was a male. He's limping. He passed through here at dawn. He's heading toward water. A hyena sees tracks and thinks, food was here, maybe still close. We're running predictive simulations, playing out scenarios, modeling behavior. That's why humans became apex hunters. We didn't react. We anticipated. We thought 3 steps ahead. And predators, for all their physical advantages, can't do that. But the most disturbing adaptation? We learned to enjoy it. Hunting releases dopamine. Tracking releases dopamine. Coordinating a successful kill floods your brain with reward chemicals. Evolution didn't just make us capable of killing predators, it made us feel good about it. The same neurological system that rewards sex and eating also rewards outsmarting a creature that wants to eat you. We became addicted to dominance, and that addiction drove us to every corner of the planet, eliminating competition as we went. By 10,000 years ago, most of the megafauna predators were gone. The saber-toothed cats, the giant short-faced bears, the terror birds, the dire wolves. We didn't just outlast them, we erased them. And then we did something even more audacious. We took the few predators that remained and turned them into pets. Wolves became dogs. Wildcats became mousers. We didn't defeat predators and move on. We domesticated the survivors and made them work for us. That's not survival. That's conquest. And here's the haunting part. The adaptations that let us survive predators didn't turn off. That hypervigilance, that aggression, that need to identify threats and eliminate them before they eliminate us. We still carry it. Your brain still treats uncertainty like a predator in tall grass. Anxiety is your ancestors screaming at each other to coordinate. Anger is the rock you throw at the saber-tooth's face. We're not wired for the world we live in now. We're wired for a world that wanted to eat us. And we can't uninstall 2 million years of code. So how did ancient humans survive the world's deadliest predators? They didn't just survive, they flipped the script. They turned cooperation into a superweapon. They turned tools into extensions of will. They turned fire into a fortress. They turned language into tactical coordination. And they turned patience into a hunting strategy predators couldn't counter. The weak ape didn't win by getting stronger. It won by changing the rules of the game so completely that teeth and claws stopped mattering. And when the dust settled and the last cave lion starved because humans had already killed all its prey, we looked around and realized something terrifying. There was nothing left to hunt us. We'd become the thing every other creature should fear. The most dangerous predator isn't the one with the biggest teeth. It's the one that convinces a dozen others to throw rocks at the same target, remembers exactly how that felt, teaches its children to do the same, and never stops improving the rock.